With a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, the New York Giants' 4th game against the Chicago Cardinals was a must-win. This was the Giants' home opener, and the weak Chicago team looked like an easy target. And of course, this was back in the glory days of football on the radio. There was no television broadcast of this game, at least in Chicago. In the end, though, the Cardinals stunned the massive Yankee Stadium crowd with a decisive victory. The 23-6 win left Giants fans wondering if this season could be salvaged. And the big surprise of the afternoon was just how effective Chicago's defense was. The Cardinals went to the double T formation on offense to win, and it worked wonders against the Giants' vaunted defense. Meanwhile, New York's offense sputtered to a halt, and that completely wrecked New York's home opener. Hey guys, and let's go ahead and just get straight down to it. So we're going to go back and play a little bit of the Tecmo Super Bowl here once again with the 1958 season. Should be a little bit of fun. Let me go ahead and close this other stuff out. There we go. And let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. So this week we're up at it against the Chicago Cardinals. Let me get rid of this thing here at the very top. Sometimes I forget to do that. There we go. It looks a little bit better. So last time, as you remember, I wasn't really looking at the schedule. I didn't realize that we were the first team playing on the schedule. This is actually the Giants' home opener for 1958. In real life, the Cardinals came over and just absolutely crushed the Giants in Yankee Stadium. And this was in front of a big crowd, too. We're talking about a crowd of, what was it, like 52,000, maybe a little bit over 52,000 people. So a pretty big crowd for professional football in 1958. And the Giants just got absolutely manhandled. The thing is, like I've said at the beginning of all this, usually when we think about the NFL in 1958, we think about the Colts, we think about the greatest game of all time and all that other stuff. We're usually thinking in terms of like, oh, the Giants were like, the really great NFL team, and the Colts were this, little team that nobody had ever heard of, and Johnny Unitas led them to victory and all this stuff. Actually, the truth is that the Giants didn't exactly have the best team in the world in 1958, and it really, really showed in this game in real life. The fact that the Giants were so, I don't have the sound turned on. There we go. Sorry about that. The fact that the Giants were so dominant at the last part of the season was actually pretty remarkable. Almost about as remarkable as you trying to watch this video without hearing any of the game sound. So it's actually a pretty remarkable thing that the Giants were able to make it to the NFL championship game, despite everything that happened to them in this season. So we'll see if we can do the same thing for them here. By the way, we just beat the Blitz. They guessed right, we won anyway. So Frank Gifford with the rushing touchdown, and this is a little bit more like it. I'm not sure what happened in that last game, but we ran away from all this stuff. Now, I was originally going to start this off by going through a bunch of our plays and changing some stuff up, but instead I decided apparently to start this off just by putting out some running plays and changing that. In a second, though, we might take a look over at some of these passing plays, and we might make a couple of adjustments. I'm not sure that the passing plays here were guaranteed by default or designed by default to actually be like anything in real life or not. It's kind of hard for me to fully figure out what the whole idea was behind it. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and pick one of these plays. I don't really care which one, and we'll see if we can stop them again. Oh no, that's that rollout play. That rollout play gets to me almost every time. I'm not entirely sure, like maybe one of you guys can tell me why it is, but so often on plays like that, my secondary just ends up sort of totally giving up. Oh boy, that was really close to being intercepted too, man. Jeez. So it looks like our defense has decided that it doesn't really care very much about actually defending these plays. So in real life, the Cardinals were able to, in this game, they were able to pass all over the Giants, and they made it look kind of easy. So far in this game, they've been able to pass all over us, so maybe Tecmo Super Bowl is more realistic than you think. Ah yes, I thought they were going to do it again. Got him. So we get them for the sack, and that's going to force them to take this field goal. You go over, and you push a bunch of buttons, and then you miss it. That's the thing you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go straight over, you go straight past the blocker, and then you go down a little bit. And I don't know if it's A or B you're supposed to push. I can't remember. Sometimes you can just tackle them if you're lucky. Usually, though, you end up with sort of like a chance maybe at blocking the kick, but not necessarily. Good to have Frank Gifford back. It really does make a difference for this team. I'm not sure if he was injured at all in real life or not. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of going through this, to sort of see if we can learn a little bit more about this season. See what really happened. That's a really bad pass. Alright, so what we want to do, I think, is we want to do a couple of... obviously, it doesn't have the playbook there, so we would have to do a playbook change before the game. You can't do it in the game with this version. That doesn't have that sort of sneaky feature. Okay, this is a little bit ridiculous, right? Oh shoot, I actually just ran straight into his tackle. That should have been a touchdown. But yeah, this is a little bit ridiculous, right? It shouldn't be that easy. Whatever. That one's okay. I like scoring a touchdown that easy. Alright, 14-3, so we're doing okay. We're doing better in this game so far than we did in the last game against the Redskins. That game surprised me a lot, the one I played last night. That really surprised me. I thought that the Redskins would be much easier than that. Alright, well, we stopped him. I've been calling almost all passing plays here. I'm pretty confident that I'm able to actually stop them when it comes to them trying to like run the ball up the middle and whatever. As long as I choose this middle linebacker, we can stop plays like this one pretty easily. Yep, see? And now we're in a position potentially to get another touchdown here right before the half. Especially if I do that. So, I don't know, not very many people have watched the video that I made about like tips for playing Tecmo Super Bowl on juice mode. I didn't mention that one. It didn't work for me at all with the Red Blacks, but here with the Giants, it's worked for me like quite a few times. If you have a play and you're looking at it and you're like, geez, this play's gonna fall apart. If it's a running play, you can just change the play on the fly. So like with that one, if you like rewind and you look closely, what you'll see is that like the hole I was supposed to go through in the middle with that play was plugged up like right away. There were like 3 guys waiting for me. So instead you just go underneath or you go on top or something like that. Unfortunately, the computer is also able to do that, which is kind of what we're up against here. Kind of hoping we could force a fumble, but it didn't quite happen. So anyway, we end up giving up that run of whatever it was, like 70 yards or something. That time I probably tried to explode through the hole a little bit too soon. He was able to get past me. And that time, that's kind of risky. I don't know if I always recommend blitzing if you're choosing this guy. Usually if you know they're going to pass, you want to go back here and you want to start, you know, playing defense and trying to stop them from passing. Let's say if they kick the field goal. They will. This is going to be a 40-something yarder. Yep, and we end up with the block and we end up with the ball. That's what we wanted to see. Let's go for triplet again. Give me a block, give me a block. Good. Well, we got some of the blocks that we needed, and then at the end we kind of had to improvise and sort of make it happen, but it worked anyway. Alright, so we're doing a little bit better today, huh? At least so far. You know, knock on wood. Who knows what's going to happen, but we're doing a little bit better in this game than we did in the last one. Yep, pretty easy. I don't know why, but yeah, neither team's secondary wants to play football, so whatever. So Don Heinrich here is just totally ripping apart the Cardinals defense. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted. I just missed the kickoff that I wanted, but we recovered anyway, so we can really rack up the score if we won here. Anyway, I hope that everybody's doing well with the weather and all that stuff. We have freezing rain outside right now. It is very, very cold, which is why you could probably hear the heater in the background. I've got, it's not on right now, but we've got the whistling heater coming on. I've got a space heater right here as well. I'm looking out my window and I can see nothing but rain coming down. I'm pretty sure it's freezing rain. This is not a great day to like go out and, you know, go for a walk or something like that. It is really, really cold out there. I went to the gym this morning. There was no one else there. I'm kind of lucky I was able to actually drive in, but it worked. It worked in the end. And man, yeah, it's really coming down now. In fact, I took the dog out for a walk this morning. That was fun. Our poor dog just, she didn't know what to do and she was kind of limping along. She hates it when it's like really, really cold and stuff. She's not really a cold weather type dog. So we made it. It was okay. It's gonna be okay in the end. Oh, hey, that was good. Guessed right. The computer at that time, if you looked at that one, it looked like the computer was kind of pushing directional buttons kind of at random. Alright, so we know what play that is now. We can stop it every time we see it. Alright, that forces them into a punt. So far so good. We're doing well against the Cardinals. Maybe it's sort of like a team-by-team thing or something like that. I don't know. But we'll see how we do later on once we start playing teams like the Browns. That's where this is really going to be difficult. That's where we're probably going to have to actually call running plays on offense. Because they have Jim Brown, who's absolutely incredible. At least I presume he's incredible in this game. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it's programmed. But we're going to find out. It's part of the fun of all this. Well, that wasn't effective, was it? All right. Let's try for something else. Frank Gifford running into his own blocker there. That was a different New York team, right? At least he didn't fumble, so no butt fumble that time, but you know what I'm talking about. There you go, Frank. Ah, shoot. Not supposed to run straight into the defender. Just trying to run over the top of him, ended up running straight into him. And triplet gets us the first down. Right now, we're not really in any big hurry. I'm not really trying to like rack up the score or anything like that. We just want to get a series of first downs and not fumble. So yeah, so far so good. Again, you know, I hope that things are going well for you wherever you may be, assuming that you're somewhere in the United States and that it's not totally like, you know, icy everywhere and, you know, Armageddon and all that stuff. Alright, let's go for it here. We're far enough away that kicking a field goal doesn't make any sense. And all we need is the first down, and I just got us the first down. So there you go. Now we can go back to running nothing but running plays over and over again, right? Dude, nobody blocked their end, huh? I guess we didn't want to block him. We ran right past him. Alright, well, I'll take what the defense gives me. This is that favorite play. This is a really good play as long as you got Frank Gifford here. And we just let the time run out, and we have one more quarter to go. So we're kind of just like holding on to the ball, kind of pushing it up, you know, as much as we possibly can. Don't let them have it. Use up that clock. That's kind of the old school form of football, professional football. It's sort of like if you watch games or highlights or whatever of the 72 Dolphins, that was sort of what the whole idea was, you know, 4 yards in a cloud of dust, and you do it every single play. You just run. Right, that was the team, right, that had like they would pass like maybe 5 times a game or something like that, you know. Oh, that's right. I guess that most people are probably watching the NFL playoffs right now. I probably should watch some of that too. Although I don't know why you would want to watch the NFL playoffs when you can watch Tecmo Super Bowl. I mean, you know, if you ask me, this is much more vivid, and you know, the colors are a lot better, and the action's a lot more real, and all that stuff. Anyway, depending on how things go today, I've got a couple of blog things and other things to write, but if I can get stuff done in time, I will try to do a little bit more, either Madden 94 or play around with Joe Montana 94, something like that. Try to get a couple more views. I know there's like a core group I have of people who watch videos like this, and sometimes it gets a little bit bigger, sometimes not. But when it comes to playing games, oh, we got a safety. I didn't even do it that time. When it comes to playing games, though, like the Madden games and stuff, every time I do something like that, we suddenly get this huge increase in views. So I don't fully understand it. I mean, I think that it's undeniable that this series is superior to Madden. I have a real hard time seeing why those games are, you know, more beloved or whatever. I just think that there's probably a lot of hype and stuff around them. It's probably why you see people getting more into that. But anyway, it's all good. Dude, the Cardinals have this defender. I'm not sure which position he plays, but they got this guy who's blowing us up every single time they're in the backfield. Pretty impressive. This guy who's playing an end. I'm not sure which player that is, but man, he is very, very fast. And I think the key to success is trying to take the ball away from where he is so that he can't blow plays up. Well, that time the whole team blew the play up, so much for that. I think we had one of their guys in our huddle. 44-3, so I don't think that this is going to be a close game. Third and 26, this will be fun. We do want to keep it close, that's the reason why. But like, you think they would figure out, right, that if it's third and like a million, that we're probably going to pass, right? You might want to play defense, right? And you might not want to like leave Alex Webster wide open in the end zone. I mean, there wasn't anybody close to him for about, 25 yards. I mean, it's just a total defensive, screw up. I guess you could say that, maybe they were looking for the run, but, I mean, they didn't have anybody in the end zone. It was like they had, it was almost like a safety blitz, right? Whoops, I think I just called it running defense. Yeah, I did. So you can see that our, we got our backfield running up to try to protect against the run. So the first rule is don't call running defenses. Maybe I should make another video on how to call defense and say don't call running defenses. You don't want to do it. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. We can live to fight another day. The thing is, if you call passing defense and you're always stepping back, you're looking for the open man and stuff like that, you're playing this type of defense, you're going to be okay. If you call it running defense, though, what you're going to discover is what we just discovered there, which is, oh, wow, they have, like, 4 receivers, and we have, like, me, one guy who's covering all 4 of them at once, right? You can't have success that way. So that's one of those Tecmo Super Bowl secrets. Just always look for the pass, and then when they do run it, you can usually stop them anyway. And then sometimes you get lucky like that and force the side change. And maybe we can score another touchdown. I don't know. This is revenge for Ottawa. We got nobody open. Oh, they even measure it. They even measure it, even though the game is over. They measure it anyway. Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, we win 51-3. We got 300, almost 360 yards total offense. Held them to 167. And a good day for Heinrich. 80% completion percentage. We had 11 first downs. 51 points. We only gave up that single field goal. So I would say that we're doing pretty well here. That's more along the lines of what I was expecting from this team. So now we can auto skip to week 6. And we play against the Steelers. So we'll see what's happening with that. Now, we've looked before, if you've watched this to these videos to its conclusion with me before, we've been looking before to see what the standings look like, and we have no idea what they look like as the game's kind of glitched out. So, but we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see if we can figure out what the standings are like or whatever as time goes on. Anyway, so yeah, come back tomorrow. We'll play the Steelers, and I'll talk to you then. Take care.